Hello, this is Jacob7, again with another commentary for Disney vs. Non-Disney Villains Part 2, this time on Round 8. Anyway, yeah, the Dark Dragon versus Shendu. This was very interesting because it's just a flashback, and the sound bites he used made it sound like Shendu was referring to his fight with the Dark Dragon. And interesting to show how Shendu got trapped in that stone statue. Alright, Tiburon versus Drago. Queen La enlists Tiburon to take out Shendu's son, Drago. Not much really to say about this fight, although I think I do remember Tiburon, and he was from an episode of American Giant Jake Long. So yeah. And like I said, nothing really sticks out in this fight. I mean, it is a really well-edited fight. And that last fight that y'all showed was really interesting, with the flashback and the sound bites, and finally giving Shendu a fight. The same for the Dark Dragon. I kind of figured Tiburon would lose, considering how little footage he has. Alright, this right here is probably my favorite fight in this round. Captain Hook and Sarouche vs. Professor Screw Eyes. And the reason why I like this fight is for many reasons. Start with facial expressions. Like, right here, Mock is just at a supercomputer and he finds out that Hook is back, knowing that this is the man that sabotaged his plans to rule the live-action realm several months ago. And Hollywood is just, you know, freaked out about this, because she knows that Hook was the one that sent her down that hole or whatever. And so Mock sends Screw Eyes to deal with him. At the same time, Ratcliffe also finds out that Hook is back and sends Sarouche to recruit him to their faction. So Sarouche finds Hook. But then Screw Eyes pops out of nowhere. I'm still surprised how much footage Screw Eyes has left. Okay, now here comes another reason why I like this fight. When he uses his scare machine, he tries to scare Hook with a crocodile, but Hook is not scared at all, because after all the stuff he had to go through, I mean, I guess he lost his fear of crocodiles, so that was actually a really nice touch. And here's the third reason why I like it. This fight. The use of the evil clown from the Brave Little Toaster, because many people wanted you guys to use the evil clown, but the problem is, since, like with all Brave Little Toaster villains, the evil clown is only a minor villain. It only appears in Toaster's dream. So yeah, there's no way you could have gave it a fight of its own. So you used it as part of Screw Eyes' magic as like an illusion for the guards to think Sarouche is the evil clown. So really nice touch. But I guess Hook wins and Screw Eyes escapes. Alright, Nosferatu versus Black Arachnia. Anyway, Zurg sends Nosferatu to try to, I guess, infiltrate Megatron's lair, but soon runs into Black Arachnia. I'm glad you're finally using Nosferatu. I do remember him from the Buzz Lightyear series. He was like some kind of space vampire, I believe. He like fed on electricity from robots. And from what I hear about Black Arachnia is that she's kind of the same way. Alright, now we have Tony Jin versus Ebon, I believe I pronounced his name. So yeah, Valmont recruits Ebon to take out Tony Draken and his men. At the same time, John Castaway is meeting up with Tony Draken. But then they get attacked by Avon and his two minions, Shiv and Talon. Tony Draken, I know he's from Gargoyles, even though I hardly watch Gargoyles. And as for Ebon and his two minions, well, from what I hear, they're from Static Shock, which I've heard of the show, but I never watched it, so not much to say about this villain or this fight in particular. Surprising that Draken lost. Alright, now we have Lena versus Sutine and Lady Tremaine. It's been a year since Tremaine defeated Miss Lenore, and the spirit of Lenore contacts Lena to finish off Tremaine. And Lady Tremaine summons the evil spirit, Sutine, I think it's how I pronounce his name, who I'm guessing is from the Aladdin TV series, which I could tell by the animation in the background of Agrabah and all. Yeah, he's definitely from Aladdin. Alright, now we have the Weird Sisters versus the Gangrene Gang. Hades and Facilier know that the Gangrene Gang have not repaid them for their magic, so they send the Weird Sisters to finish them off. And Ace and his gang feel like they don't need, they're more powerful than Hades because of their magic. So the Weird Sisters come by to try to take away their magic. And I'm guessing the Weird Sisters are also from Gargoyles from what I looked up. So yeah. And I'm actually glad that the Gangrene Gang are out of the war because these guys, I don't know, they're just weird and annoying. But yeah. Alright, now we have Monkey Fist versus Storm Shadow. Fox sends her associate Monkey Fist to go into I guess Korra's mansion to try to see where Xanatos is locked away, and he soon finds out that he's locked up in Urukusaki's prison. Nice to see her finally use the Monkey Fist. I do remember him from Kim Possible. Even though I guess the majority of the villains from Kim Possible are kind of cheesy and all, like what History Buff said. And the Baroness sees the intruder and sends Storm Shadow to deal with him.
I do not know who you are.
Seriously though, I mean, from what I hear about Monkey Fist is that he does that every time, like in almost every episode that he appears in. Like, seriously, is it really necessary for you to scream out your name and at the very top of your lungs? Oh well. Alright, Pete and Ursula versus Discord. John Silver gets his revenge on Maleficent for not paying him for the lamp by sending her a very strange statue. Maleficent takes the statue, and her and Jafar go off to attend some important business, as we'll see later. But the statue comes alive to Discord, who, this was a really shocking surprise for me, that I know you said when you're going to be using television villains, I didn't think you'd go in this direction with the Discord, who is from My Little Pony Friendship of Magic. I mean, that I did not see coming. And seriously, what on earth is Discord? I mean, he looks like a dragon, donkey, bear, cat, goat, unicorn thing or something. He's a chimera, that's what he is. A chimera. Basically a mixture of a bunch of animal parts. Alright, now we have Mirage versus Groon Slice. Mum-Ra sends his two best generals, Groon and Slice, to take out an old enemy of his, Mirage, from the Aladdin series. I was wondering when you were ever going to show Mirage, because she's like a pretty popular Aladdin villain, along with Mosenrath. I'm just wondering, though, she looks a little different in some of these scenes. Like, I'm guessing she goes through a makeover in, like, I don't know how many seasons of Aladdin there were, so I'm wondering if her appearance changes after another season or something. I don't know. And seriously, I mean, like I said about Thundercats, I've never seen it, so these clips kind of confuse me. Like, it looks like it takes place in ancient Egypt, but what's with the robots and the big guns and all that stuff? I don't know. Kind of confuses me. So that's a big hammer, or whatever it is that Groon has. And yeah, Mirage wins this fight. And now to the live-action realm, with the Sanderson sisters versus Van Pelt. Lord Cutler Beckett sends Van Pelt to take out the Sanderson sisters for fear that they will be a threat to his plans. This is funny. A Disney villain sends a non-Disney villain to take out some Disney villains. I'm glad you're using Van Pelt, because I do like the movie Jumanji. Very great movie. Although I didn't expect him to lose already, because, I mean, this was a really short fight. But I'm glad what you're doing with him. Because this was another unexpected surprise. Van Pelt is in the animated run. Because apparently, there used to have been an animated TV series of Jumanji that came out a year after the movie, and I did not know that. And from the looks of the show, I'd say it was created by the same people who made Rugrats and the Wild Thornberrys, because that's what it looks like. Alright, now we have Barbossa versus Bellatrix Lestrange and Lucius Malfoy. Voldemort sends his two associates to find some kind of prophecy or whatever, and at the same time, Horvath sends Barbossa to find the same. But can piracy win over magic is the question. And I'm glad you're finally using Barbossa. Even though he's only a villain in the first Pirates movie, so I'm just wondering how you're going to treat him in this series. Because he's only a villain in the first movie. And of course, Barbossa has his undead army. It's time that you believed in ghosts. You probably should have kept that soundbite. And this was funny right here with Barbossa. He just rolled his eyes and pulled out his gun and just shot at Malfoy. Kind of like in some of those, kind of like in Indiana Jones, you know, if you know what I'm talking about. And the final fight, Jafar versus Ruber. Now this was a really shocking surprise, and I bet it was to everyone. It's been 7 months since Ruber's reign, and a celebration is called with Ruber and all his allies. Ramesses, Dark Cardinal Lord Malice, the leader of the Lizardmen, Dr. Robotnik, the Wizard of Wonderland. But then Jafar pops out. Maleficent has made her second wish to rid of Ruber. And there's some El Supremo's men. When I first saw this fight, I was like, what? You killed Ruber? And everyone's reaction to it. No, they got rid of Ruber's out of the war. A celebration, I say! That's my reaction, like, Ruber's out of the war. Because seriously, I mean, I do like the movie Christopher Camelot, but Ruber, I don't know. I don't care that much for him for a villain. Anyway, now for the epic one. Where Maleficent celebrates for her victory. But Jafar isn't being that truthful for some reason. And at Limbo, Ruber meets up with his old ally, Rasputin, which they both vow to return to the surface. And that I also did not see coming. So I guess that means we haven't seen the last Saruver or Rasputin, that we'll see him again later on in the series. And now at the end of the Ganger Gang, sorry if I kind of stalled it there. Yeah, Fat Cat is getting on here, which I was glad. Because like I said, I watched Shippuden Rescue Rangers, and I was hoping to use Fat Cat eventually. And now Discord is with Eris's alliance, which I kind of saw coming because Eris, Aku, and Discord all have one thing in common. They all are obsessed with chaos, so it makes... For some reason I can see Aku and Discord being allies. I don't know why. They're shaped similar, I guess. And Monkey Fist comes in and hands Fox the information. And they all plan for a rescue mission. And Ratcliffe recruits his old ally Hook back to the faction, and he agrees. And Sarouche is now part of the alliance, which I'm not that pleased about because I really do not care for Sarouche. He's a douche. Sarouche the douche. Sadouche. Maybe that should be his new name. But yeah, I don't care for that villain anyway. Mirage meets up with Mechanicles and Abbas Maul and forge an alliance with them, an Aladdin team. And Mum Ra gathers his allies. Groon, Slythe, and Kanan and Atticus, I believe is their names. So I wonder what Mom Ra has planned. So this has been my commentary for Disney vs. Non-Disney Villains Part... What the... Sorry. Well, my YouTube thing must be on the, yeah. Anyway, that was my commentary for Disney vs. Non-Disney Villains Part 2, Round 8. And I can't wait for Round 9 to come out, and I will comment on that when it comes out.